Take this job and shove it.
We are back. This is Jobcast Radio. I am Mike Baumgartner, your Work-Life Survival Sage, Chief Executive Officer of the Work-Life Survival Center. And we're back here on our last segment. We just finished talking about holiday gifts and the 50-plus words that you should not have on a resume. Buzzwords that everybody uses simply because, well, frankly, everybody uses them. So try to avoid them. Because you need to, look, again, as I have been saying on this show, now is the time to get your resume ready, not for the rest of December, but to make sure that you've got a nice, fresh, clean 2011 resume. In fact, you might want to even put it in the description, not in the description, in the file name for your resume. So for example, my initials MB, Mike Baumgartner, I'll have MB resume 2011. Which tells them it's a refreshed, designed resume, and it is up to date. People notice those kinds of things. Get those buzzwords out that don't define who you are unless you are backing up, what it is that you say. And again, if you need help, there's lots of sites out there that'll help you get your resume done. Don't forget helpmyresume.org. Now would be the time to send it in. Let them take a look at it. Another thing I want to talk about, since you're going to have lots and lots of free time, other than making sure that your life is surrounded by people and that you're enjoying the holidays as best you can, whether you have a job or not, being positive. But another thing you also may want to think about now that you're going to have time is whether or not you want to put together a video resume. Now, I am of two minds with video resumes. Well, first, let me take a step back. A video resume is not a video resume. A video resume is more a biography of who you are, and again, what makes you special. It demonstrates your presentation skills, how you put your thoughts together, how you communicate to individuals. It is more about how you appear and how you come across as a person than it is a video resume. Your video resume should not be simply sort of a reading of your resume, a presentation of who you are, what jobs you've been to, what your dates were, what your responsibilities were. That is not a good video resume. A video resume should be essentially more a biography, a short biography of who you are and why I want to meet you. That's all that we want to get done. Remember, a resume is not designed to do anything other than to get you in front of somebody where you can make that human connection, where you can get that eye-to-eye conversation. That's what you want your resume or a video resume to do. Now, if you are not good in front of a camera, if you are nervous about cameras, if the mention of a video resume makes you get really squeamish and really, really scared, don't make the attempt. Listen to me on this. Do not go out on a limb on something you have never done before. Now, you could give it a try. You may just come across a little bit shy and sort of friendly, and people may empathize with you, but that is maybe 1 in 100. If you want to give it a try, that's fine. Go ahead and do it, but you better show it to a lot of friendly people who know you. And if they wince, you do not send it out. Do not put it up on Google. Do not put it on Facebook. Do not put it on YouTube unless you are very, very sure it makes somebody want to meet you and talk to you. And when I say meet you and talk to you, I'm talking about for a job, because there are more things that you can do wrong on a video resume than you can do right. And if you're not good at it, don't do it. A video resume, again, is a biography. Look, at these videos, if you're watching this show on YouTube, and I put segments of the show up. I also do video tips up there. Every time I am talking in front of a camera is, for me, a video resume. It's about whether or not, hey, I want to meet Mike Baumgartner. I want to work with him. I want to hire him as a consultant. That's what it does. I'm okay with being in front of a camera. If I look like an idiot, well, then probably you don't want to work with me. Hint, hint. But if you like what I say and you like how I present, I may get invited to a conference to speak about a particular subject, which I tend to do a lot. So, again, do you want to be in front of a camera? If the first answer to you is no, don't do it. Go back to your resume, practice your phone skills, and if you're bad on phone, get good at it, focus on it. And again, the holidays are here. You're not going to have anything to do but work on your resume. And if you have a job, keep your head about you at holiday parties and all the things that are going on. I have put an article on my website, again, jobcastradio.com. This article is carried in many job-related websites across this great land of ours and in a few countries, talking about companies who really want you to think out of the box. And I want to talk a little bit about thinking out of the box, because I had this conversation with a couple of family members over the Thanksgiving holiday, and hence the inspiration to write this particular article. And it kind of ties really well with what's happening with the holidays. With the holidays, you tend to loosen up. People tend to speak more freely. People tend to express what they think of their job or their boss, or come up with the great idea of, hey, you know what we should do in 2011? I have an idea. We should do this. And they start thinking outside of the box. I don't know what it is about the holidays that make you all think that all of the HR laws and all the policies and practices tend to go out the window. I have no idea. But people get really stupid around the holidays. They think it's okay to start asking people out for dates. And anyway, I'm digressing. Thinking out of the box. I guarantee you, every job I have interviewed with, every company I have been with have always said, we want somebody who will think out of the box. We want somebody who's going to be creative and innovative. We want somebody who's going to be different and bring new ideas to the company. And I want to say to you, don't you believe it. Because thinking out of the box, sticking your head out of the box 9 times out of 10 is going to get you shot. Now, for those of you scratching your heads going, what? Think about this. Think about somebody in the office who had a brilliant idea how somebody should go and do this and it would save the company money. And they expressed this idea openly. Are they still working for you? Maybe. Did they get a promotion? Probably not. Did the boss like this idea? No. Why? Because most of the time in company cultures, only a certain select few people in the company are really, truly permitted to think out of the box. If you think of it this way. You're a groundhog, and you have this idea that you want to jump out of your hole and start jumping up and down because you have a great idea of a new way to dig a new groundhog hole. What happens? The eagle sees you jumping up and down, swoops down, grabs you, and eats you. That's nature. Nature, if you think about it, most animals go out of their way to not get noticed. They get noticed, they get eaten. That's what happens in corporate life. You get noticed, you get eaten. Nothing will hurt your career more than going over and saying that the department, say for example, you're in sales. Going over to the marketing department and telling them that you have a great idea of what they should do will only make the marketing department hate you. Now, they may say you have a good idea. They may begrudgingly do some of it, depending how loud you've been and who's gotten attention on it, but they will deep down inside hate you because they should have thought of the idea, you did, and you're trying to get the attention. Or they were working on the idea in the first place, or they tried that idea and it didn't work, but you had to go and raise the issue. Going around your boss to your boss's boss with a great idea of how you can make the department more productive will only get your boss to hate you. Your boss does not want you to be a superstar. In fact, he probably, and I'm not saying all, there are some companies that really do value innovation and they put it into their culture and they practice what they preach. There's maybe 1 in 1,000 that do that. I worked for a company that, quite frankly, if I mentioned their name, you'd be like, oh yeah, they're one of those companies who are really big about doing things differently with great ideas. And they're always trying something new. And they tell everybody, we want you to think out of the box. They hire people from other companies so they can bring new and fresh ideas into the company. And I guarantee you it's all a lie. Because the only people who get to express their brilliant ideas are the first 10 people who were employees there, the founding employees of that company. They can have all kinds of really great ideas. And when they have one, you'd better say, that's a great idea. But if you come up with the idea, you don't know the business well enough. I'm sorry you haven't been here. I know you've been here 7 years, but you really don't know how we do things. And no, I'm sorry your idea is not that good. Don't do it. You get noticed, you get eaten. Now, if you do have a truly great idea, you need to learn how to communicate. Your political skills must be absolutely flawless. You must be able to start slowly, and you have to be very, very careful. One of the safest things to do if you have a good idea is just to go up and mention it to your boss. Now, if your boss steals your idea, hey, that's fine. But 9 times out of 10, if your boss thinks it's a good idea, he'll start jumping up and down. He'll get eaten, and maybe you'll get his job. So before you start thinking out of the box, remember what the predators are out there. I know I'm sounding absolutely politically incorrect, but that's what we do here. Jobcastradio.com. We will see you next week. Again, give me a call, 304-867-4142, 304-867-4142, or you can always shoot me an email, mike@jobcastradio.com. Check out our website. We've got almost 20,000 people who've been able to get or save their job from the advice of this show. The show listenership continues to go up, and I thank you very much. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Take this job and shove it.